What happens when a ruthless mafia boss who has locked away his heart is forced to marry a simple girl he sees as just another business deal? What happens when the girl who sacrificed everything for family finds herself trapped in a world of danger and power? This is not a typical love story. This is a story of walls breaking, trust building, and two broken souls learning that sometimes the person you're forced to be with is exactly who you were meant to find. Stay with us, because this emotional journey will grab your heart and not let go. Seoul never truly sleeps. The city glows with a million lights, each one hiding 1,000 secrets. Skyscrapers touch the clouds, their glass windows reflecting both wealth and greed. Down below, the streets are filled with people rushing home, unaware of the hidden world that controls their lives from the shadows. In the heart of this glittering city stands a black tower. It looks like any other corporate building, but those who know the truth understand that this is the headquarters of the most powerful underground organization in South Korea. Inside the top floor, surrounded by bulletproof glass and armed guards, sits a man who controls empires with a single phone call. Kang Joon-Seok, 32 years old, CEO of multiple legitimate businesses by day, ruthless mafia boss by night. His face could be carved from stone. His eyes reveal nothing. People say he has no heart, that he lost it years ago when he was forced to take over his father's empire at the age of 23. Tonight, Joon-Seok stands before the floor-to-ceiling windows of his office, hands in his pockets, watching the city below. His reflection in the glass shows a man in an expensive black suit, perfectly tailored, not a single wrinkle. His hair is styled back, his jaw sharp and defined. Everything about him screams power and control. Behind him, his most trusted advisor and bodyguard, Kim Tae-hyun, enters quietly. "Sir, the meeting with the Southern District leaders has been arranged for tomorrow night," Tae-hyun reports, standing at attention. Joon-Seok does not turn around. And the Park family? Park Min-tae is becoming bolder. He has been meeting with our smaller partners, trying to pull them to his side. A slight tension appears in Joon-Seok's jaw. Park Min-tae, his biggest rival. For years, they have maintained a cold peace, dividing the city between their organizations. But recently, Min-tae has been testing boundaries, pushing into territories that belong to the Kang family. "Let him try," Joon-Seok says coldly. "Men who grab too much eventually lose their grip." "There is something else, sir." Tae-hyun hesitates. "Your grandfather wishes to see you tomorrow morning. He said it is urgent." Joon-Seok's eyes narrow slightly. His grandfather, Kang De-young, is the former head of the organization, now retired but still influential. The old man rarely calls for meetings unless something serious is happening. "I will be there," Joon-Seok replies. Tae-hyun bows and leaves. Alone again, Joon-Seok returns his gaze to the city. Somewhere out there, people are living normal lives, falling in love, building families, feeling things he has not felt in years. He has no space for such weaknesses. Emotions are dangerous. Trust is a liability. Love is a fairy tale for fools. This is what he believes. This is the wall he has built around his heart. But walls, no matter how strong, can crack. On the other side of Seoul, in a small neighborhood far from the glittering towers, Han Soo-Min hurries through the narrow streets. She is 25 years old, with long dark hair tied in a simple ponytail and tired eyes that still somehow manage to smile. She works 2 jobs. During the day, she is a clerk at a small accounting firm. At night, she tutors high school students in mathematics and English. Every coin she earns goes toward supporting her family, her sick mother and her younger brother who is still in university. Her father passed away 3 years ago, leaving behind debts and broken promises. Soo-Min has been holding the family together ever since, sacrificing her own dreams to keep her brother in school and her mother in treatment. Tonight, as she walks home after her last tutoring session, she stops by a small street vendor to buy bread for tomorrow's breakfast. The old woman who sells the bread smiles warmly at her. "Working late again, Soo-Min?" "Always, grandmother," Soo-Min replies with a gentle smile. "But it is okay. My brother's exams are coming. He needs to focus on his studies." "You are a good daughter," the old woman says, adding an extra piece of bread to the bag without charging. But do not forget to take care of yourself, too. Soo-Min bows gratefully and continues home. She lives in a small two-room apartment on the third floor of an old building. When she opens the door, she finds her mother asleep on the couch, the television still playing softly. Quietly, Soo-Min covers her mother with a blanket and turns off the TV. She goes to the tiny kitchen and prepares a simple dinner from leftover rice and vegetables. As she eats alone at the small table, she looks at the calendar on the wall. 3 more months until her brother graduates. 3 more months until the biggest hospital payment is due for her mother's treatment. 3 more months of this exhausting routine. But Soo-Min does not complain. She made a promise to her father before he died. She promised to keep the family together. And Han Soo-Min always keeps her promises. As she washes the dishes, she looks out the small kitchen window at the distant lights of downtown Seoul. That world feels so far away, like it belongs to a different universe. She has no idea that very soon her simple life will collide with that glittering, dangerous world in ways she cannot imagine. The next morning, Joon-Seok arrives at his grandfather's traditional Korean house located in a quiet, exclusive area outside the city. The property is surrounded by high walls and guarded discreetly by security personnel. Inside, Kang Dae-young sits in the main room, a man in his 70s with white hair and sharp, calculating eyes that have not lost their intensity despite his age. He built this empire from nothing, using both legal business and underground power. Now, even in retirement, his word is still law. Grandfather. Joon-Seok greets him with a respectful bow. Sit, Joon-Seok, the old man commands. They sit across from each other on floor cushions, a low table between them with tea already prepared. For a moment, neither speaks. Then Dae-young breaks the silence. You have heard about Park Min-tae's recent movements. Yes, he is testing our patience. It is worse than you think. Dae-young says gravely. He has been building alliances with families in Busan and Incheon. If he succeeds in uniting them, he will have enough power to challenge us directly. We could face a war that would destroy half the city and draw unwanted attention from the authorities. Joon-Seok's expression remains calm, but his mind is already calculating strategies. Then we eliminate him before he grows stronger. Violence is not always the answer, his grandfather replies. I did not build this empire by fighting every battle with guns. Sometimes the strongest chains are not made of iron, but of marriage and blood ties. Joon-Seok's eyes narrow. He knows where this is going. You are 32 years old and unmarried. Dae-young continues. The other families see this as weakness. They wonder if our line will continue. Meanwhile, there is a man who could become either our greatest ally or our most dangerous enemy. Congressman Han Jae-sung. Joon-Seok knows the name. Han Jae-sung is a powerful politician with connections throughout the government. His support could provide legal protection and political leverage that money alone cannot buy. Congressman Han has gambling debts, Dae-young reveals. Deep debts to some very dangerous people. He is desperate. He needs money and protection. In exchange, he is willing to offer something valuable. His niece. Joon-Seok's jaw tightens. An arranged marriage. A strategic alliance, his grandfather corrects. You marry the girl. We pay off Han's debts and provide him with ongoing financial support. In return, he becomes our political shield, our voice in the government. With his backing and your leadership, Park Min-tae would not dare to move against us. Other families would think twice before challenging the Kang organization. I have no interest in marriage. Joon-Seok says flatly, this is not about interest. This is about survival, about legacy. Dae-young's voice hardens. I did not sacrifice everything to build this empire only to watch it burn because my grandson is too proud to do what is necessary. The words hang in the air like a blade. Joon-Seok knows his grandfather is right from a strategic perspective. An alliance with a powerful congressman would change the balance of power significantly. But the idea of tying himself to another person, of letting someone into his carefully controlled world, feels like a trap. What do you know about this girl? Joon-Seok asks finally. Her name is Han Soo-Min, 25 years old. She works 2 jobs to support her sick mother and younger brother. By all accounts, she is responsible, intelligent, and loyal to her family. Exactly the kind of woman who would make a suitable wife for a man in your position. Does she know about this arrangement? Not yet. Her uncle will inform her soon. He assures me she will agree. She is in significant debt due to her mother's medical expenses. We will clear all of that as part of the arrangement. Joon-Seok stands and walks the window, looking out at the carefully maintained garden. His entire life has been about duty and sacrifice. When his father died, he gave up any dreams of a normal life to take over the organization. He has made countless hard decisions, eliminated threats, built alliances, and maintained power through calculated moves. This should be just another strategic decision. So why does it feel different? I need to think about it, he says. You have 3 days, his grandfather replies. After that, I will proceed with or without your blessing. This family needs this alliance, Joon-Seok. Do not let personal feelings cloud your judgment. Personal feelings. The old man does not understand. Joon-Seok has no personal feelings left to cloud anything. Or so he tells himself. 3 days later, Han Soo-Min sits in a private room at an expensive restaurant she could never afford on her own. Across from her sits her uncle, Congressman Han Jae-sung, a man she has barely seen since her father's funeral 3 years ago. Her uncle is in his 50s, well-dressed and confident, but there is something desperate in his eyes that makes Soo-Min uneasy. Thank you for meeting me, Soo-Min, he begins. I know we have not been close, and for that, I apologize. Families should support each other. Soo-Min nods politely, wondering why he suddenly wants to see her. I will be direct, he continues. I am in trouble. Serious financial trouble. If I do not resolve it soon, I will lose everything, my position, my reputation, possibly my life. But there is a solution, one that can help both of us. Soo-Min's heart begins to beat faster. What kind of solution? The Kang family has offered to clear all my debts and provide ongoing financial support. In exchange, they want to form a family alliance through marriage. A cold feeling spreads through Soo-Min's chest. Marriage? With whom? Kang Joon-Seok. He is the head of the Kang organization, one of the most powerful business families in Korea. Soo-Min, this is an opportunity that most women would dream of. Most women do not know who the Kang family really is. Soo-Min says quietly. She is not naive. She has heard rumors about the Kang organization, about their connections to the underground world. You want me to marry a Mafia boss? Her uncle's face hardens. I am offering you a chance to save our family. Your mother's medical bills are drowning you. Your brother's education is at risk. With this marriage, all of that disappears. Your mother gets the best medical care. Your brother can finish university without worry. You would live in luxury instead of working yourself to death in 2 jobs. In exchange for what? My freedom? My life. In exchange for understanding that sometimes we must make sacrifices for family. Her uncle says firmly, your father would have understood this. He knew the value of loyalty. The mention of her father strikes deep. Soo-Min feels tears burning behind her eyes, but she refuses to let them fall. How much time do I have to decide? She asks, her voice barely above a whisper. 2 days. The Kang family is not patient, and neither are the people I owe money to. Her uncle stands. I know this is difficult, Soo-Min, but think about your mother. Think about your brother. Think about the promise you made to your father. He leaves money on the table for the meal and walks out, leaving Soo-Min alone with an impossible choice. That night, she sits beside her sleeping mother's bed, holding her frail hand. The medical equipment beeps softly in the quiet room. Her mother looks so small, so fragile. The illness has stolen her strength, and the treatments are expensive, draining what little savings they had left. In the next room, her brother Yun-ho sleeps peacefully, unaware of the storm approaching their lives. He is only 21, bright and hardworking, with dreams of becoming an engineer. He deserves to finish his education without the burden of debt crushing his future. Soo-Min thinks about her father's last words to her. Take care of them, Soo-Min. You are stronger than you know. Promise me you will keep our family together. She made that promise, and she has never broken a promise. 2 days later, She calls her uncle and speaks 3 words that will change her life forever. I will agree. The wedding is arranged within 3 weeks. There is no romance, no courtship, no getting to know each other. Just contracts, arrangements, and cold efficiency. Soo-Min meets Joon-Seok only once before the wedding, in a formal meeting at his company headquarters. They sit across from each other in a sterile conference room. Lawyers present, documents spread on the table. He is exactly as she imagined, tall, handsome in a cold and distant way, impeccably dressed, with eyes that reveal nothing. When he looks at her, she feels like he is assessing a business investment rather than meeting his future wife. I assume you understand the nature of this arrangement. Joon-Seok says without preamble. His voice is deep and controlled. Yes. Soo-Min replies, keeping her own voice steady. This is a business alliance. Correct. I have no expectations of a traditional marriage. You will live in my residence for appearance sake. You will attend necessary social functions. Beyond that, we will maintain separate lives. Is that clear? Perfectly clear, Soo-Min says, lifting her chin slightly. If he expects her to be intimidated, he will be disappointed. She has agreed to this arrangement, but she will not lose her dignity. Something flickers in Joon-Seok's eyes. Surprise, perhaps, or interest, but it disappears so quickly she might have imagined it. Your mother and brother will be taken care of as promised, he continues. Your mother will be transferred to the best private hospital in Seoul. Your brother's university fees will be paid in full. Your family's debts will be cleared. In exchange, you will fulfill your role as my wife in public. Do you have any questions? Just one. Soo-Min says, will you expect me to pretend to love you? Now Joon-Seok definitely looks surprised. Most people do not speak to him so directly. No, he answers after a moment. I do not believe in love. I expect only that you play your part convincingly in public. What you feel or do not feel in private is your own business. Good. Soo-Min says, then we understand each other. The lawyers proceed with the documents. Soo-Min signs her name again and again, each signature feeling like a chain wrapping around her life. When it is done, Joon-Seok stands and extends his hand formally. I will see you at the ceremony, he says. Soo-Min shakes his hand. His grip is firm and cold. Then he walks out without another word, leaving her alone with the lawyers and the heavy weight of what she has just done. The wedding takes place at an exclusive luxury hotel. Despite the short notice, everything is perfect, too perfect. The ceremony is attended by powerful business leaders, politicians, and people whose faces Soo-Min recognizes from news reports about criminal investigations. She wears a beautiful white wedding dress that costs more than she used to earn a year. Her hair and makeup are done by professionals. She looks like a bride from a fairy tale. But fairy tales have love. This is none, as she walks down the aisle alone, her mother too ill to attend, her brother standing awkwardly among strangers. Soo-Min keeps her eyes fixed ahead. Joon-Seok waits at the altar in a perfect black tuxedo, his face expressionless as she approaches. They exchange vows written by others. They exchange rings purchased by assistants. When the officiant says, you may kiss the bride, Joon-Seok leans in and gives her the briefest, most formal kiss imaginable, a mere touch of lips that contains no warmth, no emotion, nothing. The guests applaud. Cameras flash. To everyone watching, this is a beautiful union between 2 powerful families. Only Soo-Min and Joon-Seok know the truth. This is not a marriage. It is a transaction. At the reception, Soo-Min smiles until her face hurts. She shakes hands with strangers who offer congratulations she does not want. She watches Joon-Seok move through the crowd with practiced ease, the perfect host, never once looking at her unless absolutely necessary. The only genuine moment comes when her brother Yun-Ho finds her alone for a moment. Nuna, he says quietly, using the term for older sister. Are you sure about this? You do not have to sacrifice yourself for us. Soo-Min touches his face gently. I am sure. Focus on your studies. Make our father proud. That is all I need. Yun-Ho's eyes fill with tears, but he nods and hugs her tightly. Later that night, after all the guests have left, Soo-Min and Joon-Seok ride together in a luxury car toward what is now her new home. They sit on opposite ends of the back seat, silence thick between them. The car passes through the city streets, leaving behind the bright lights and entering a wealthy residential area on the outskirts. Finally, they arrive at a mansion surrounded by high walls and security gates. "This is where you will live now," Joon-Seok says as the car stops. "Your belongings from your old apartment have already been moved to your room." "My room?" Soo-Min asks. "Not our room. I told you, we will maintain separate lives. Your room is on the second floor, east wing. Mine is on the third floor. If you need anything, speak to the house staff. They have been instructed to accommodate you." He steps out of the car, without helping her, without looking back. Soo-Min sits for a moment, staring at the massive house that is now supposed to be her home. Then she takes a deep breath, straightens her shoulders, and steps out into her new life. The mansion is beautiful and cold. Every room is perfectly decorated, every surface spotless, every corner monitored by security cameras. There are staff members everywhere, housekeepers, chefs, security guards, but no one speaks to Soo-Min unless necessary. She quickly learns the rules of this new world. Breakfast is served at 7. Joon-Seok rarely attends. Lunch is usually alone in her room. Dinner is formal when Joon-Seok has business guests, non-existent when he does not. She has access to everything money can buy: designer clothes, expensive food, luxury amenities. But she cannot leave the property without informing security. She cannot invite anyone over without permission. She cannot make decisions about her own life. Her mother is indeed transferred to the best hospital, and Soo-Min is allowed to visit her twice a week, always accompanied by a driver and bodyguard. Her brother's university fees are paid, but she can only see him occasionally, in public, when they must attend social events together. Joon-Seok plays his part perfectly. He holds her arm, stands close, even smiles occasionally. But the moment they are alone, he becomes a stranger again. Weeks pass like this. Then months. Soo-Min begins to feel like a ghost in this house, present but unseen, breathing but not truly alive. One evening, unable to sleep, she wanders down to the mansion's garden. It is late after midnight, and she thinks she is alone. The garden is beautiful, with carefully maintained paths and a small pond reflecting the moonlight. She sits on a bench near the pond, wrapped in a warm shawl, letting the night air cool her troubled thoughts. "Cannot sleep?" She jumps at the voice. Joon-Seok stands a few feet away, hands in his pockets, also unable to sleep apparently. He is wearing casual clothes, dark pants and a simple shirt, and somehow looks more human this way. "I did not mean to disturb you," Soo-Min says, starting to stand. "Stay," he says, surprising her. He walks to the edge of the pond, looking at the water. "This was my mother's favorite place." It is the first personal thing he has ever said to her. Soo-Min sits back down slowly. She died when I was 15. Cancer." His voice is flat, emotionless, but Soo-Min senses a wall he has built around that pain. "I am sorry," she says quietly. "It was a long time ago." They sit in silence for a while. Then Soo-Min finds herself speaking. "Do you know what the worst part of this is? Not the loneliness, not the loss of freedom. The worst part is feeling like I have become invisible, like I am just another piece of furniture in this house." She expects him to ignore her or walk away. Instead, he turns to look at her, really look at her, for the first time since the wedding. "You agreed to this arrangement," he says. "What did you expect?" "I expected exactly this," Soo-Min replies, meeting his gaze. "But expecting something and living through it are different things. I sacrificed my life for my family. I do not regret that. But you asked if I could sleep, and the truth is no, I cannot. Because every night I wonder if this emptiness is all there will be for the rest of my life." Something shifts in Joon-Seok's expression, a crack in the wall, just for a second. Then it is gone. "If you want more freedom during the day, I will arrange it," he says stiffly. "You can visit your family more often. You can pursue hobbies. Just inform security of your plans." It is a small concession, but it is something. Soo-Min nods. "Thank you." Joon-Seok turns to leave, then pauses. "You are not invisible, Han Soo-Min. You are just married to a man who had forgotten how to see people as anything other than assets or threats. That is not your failure. It is mine. He walks away before she can respond, disappearing back into mansion. Soo-Min sits alone by the pond, her heart beating strangely. It is the first real conversation they have had, the first moment of honesty. Maybe, she thinks, there is a real person behind that cold exterior after all. While Soo-Min tries to adjust her new life, the world outside the mansion grows more dangerous. Park Min-tae, the rival mafia leader, has not been idle. In a warehouse on the outskirts of Seoul, Min-tae meets with representatives from several smaller organizations. He is a man in his late 30s, handsome in a sharp, dangerous way, with confidence that borders on arrogance. The Kang organization has grown too comfortable, Min-tae tells the gathered men. They think this political marriage makes them untouchable. But alliances built on convenience fall apart just as easily. We need to show them that power is not inherited or bought through marriage. It is taken. One of the men speaks up. Kang Joon-Seok is not someone to underestimate. His grandfather built that empire through ruthlessness, and Joon-Seok has proven himself just as capable. But even he has weaknesses now. Min-tae says with a cold smile. He has a wife. A wife means vulnerability. A wife means something to lose. We can use that. You want to target the girl? Another man asks, sounding uncertain. I want to remind Joon-Seok that in this world, nothing is safe. Not his business, not his reputation, and certainly not his new bride. Min-tae stands, ending the meeting. Prepare your people. When the time is right, we will strike, and the Kang Empire will finally fall. Back at the mansion, Joon-Seok receives a report from Tae-hyun about Min-tae's recent activities. The information is concerning movement of weapons, recruitment of new members, meetings with foreign criminal organizations. He is preparing for something big. Tae-hyun says, we should increase security here and at all our key locations. Do it, Joon-Seok orders, and increase the security detail around my wife. Tae-hyun raises an eyebrow slightly. In the 2 months since the marriage, Joon-Seok has rarely mentioned Soo-Min. Is there specific intelligence suggesting she is a target? Tae-hyun asks. No, but Min-tae is smart. He knows I would not care if he attacked my business interests. I can rebuild those. But attacking someone I am connected to personally would be a different kind of message. Joon-Seok pauses. He would be right to think it would provoke a response. Understood. I will assign additional guards immediately. After Tae-hyun leaves, Joon-Seok sits at his desk, troubled. The late-night conversation with Soo-Min by the pond keeps replaying in his mind. The way she spoke honestly about her loneliness, without self-pity or accusation, just truth. He has been living in emotional isolation for so long that he forgot what genuine human connection feels like. Now this woman, his wife in name only, has reminded him that he is not just a chess piece moving through calculated strategies. He is still human, with the capacity to hurt and be hurt, and that terrifies him. Days later, Soo-Min is visited by an unexpected person. Lee Ji-woo, a woman in her late 20s, arrives at the mansion claiming to be an old friend of the family. She is beautiful, sophisticated, and when Soo-Min meets her in the formal sitting room, she can immediately tell this woman is not what she seems. Mrs. Kang, Ji-woo says with a smile that does not reach her eyes. How lovely to finally meet you. I have known Joon-Seok for many years. We were quite close before his sudden marriage. The implication is clear. This woman has history with Joon-Seok, and she is not happy about being replaced. How nice, Soo-Min replies calmly. Though I must confess, Joon-Seok has not mentioned you. Ji-woo's smile tightens. He has always been private about certain things. I just wanted to welcome you to the family and offer some advice. Advice? This world you have married into is dangerous and complex. You seem like a sweet, simple girl. I would hate to see you get hurt because you do not understand how things work. Ji-woo leans forward slightly. Joon-Seok married you for political reasons. Nothing more. Do not mistake convenience for affection. When this arrangement no longer serves its purposes, you will be discarded. Before Soo-Min can respond, Joon-Seok's voice comes from the doorway, cold and sharp. That is enough, Ji-woo. Both women turn. Joon-Seok stands there, his expression darker than Soo-Min has ever seen it. Joon-Seok, Ji-woo says, standing quickly. I was just leaving, he finishes, and you will not return to this house again. Security will escort you out. Ji-woo's face flushes with anger and humiliation. She glances at Soo-Min with pure hatred before walking out, her heels clicking sharply on the marble floor. After she is gone, Joon-Seok turns to Soo-Min. Are you all right? I am fine, Soo-Min says, though her heart is racing. Should I be worried about what she said? No. Joon-Seok's jaw tightens. Ji-woo is the daughter of one of my business partners. We dated briefly years ago, before I realized she was more interested in my family's power than in me. When our marriage was announced, she approached me, suggesting we could continue seeing each other discreetly. I refused. This was her petty revenge. Soo-Min processes this information. It is strange to see Joon-Seok defensive, almost protective. Thank you for intervening, she says, though I can handle jealous ex-girlfriends on my own. Despite everything, the corner of Joon-Seok's mouth twitches slightly, almost a smile. I do not doubt that. It is a small moment, but it feels significant. For the first time, they are on the same side. 2 weeks later, Soo-Min is visiting her mother at the hospital when something goes wrong. She is sitting by her mother's bed, reading to her, when her bodyguard receives an urgent call. Mrs. Kang, we need to leave immediately, he says, his hand moving to his concealed weapon. What is wrong? Soo-Min asks, alarm rising. There has been a security breach. We have intel that you may be targeted. Mr. Kang has ordered your immediate return to the mansion. They rush to the car, but as they pull out a hospital parking lot, 2 black SUVs block their path. Men in dark clothing emerge, armed. Soo-Min's bodyguard acts quickly, reversing the car and taking an alternate route. But the SUVs follow, and a tense chase through Seoul streets begins. Call for backup. The bodyguard shouts into his phone while maneuvering through traffic. Soo-Min grips the seat, her heart pounding. This is not a movie. This is real danger, real violence threatening to explode around her. The bodyguard is skilled, managing to lose one of the pursuing vehicles, but the other stays on them relentlessly. Finally, they reach a busy commercial district where pursuers back off, unwilling to create a public scene. When they finally arrive at the mansion, Joon-Seok is waiting outside, his face a mask of controlled fury. The moment Soo-Min steps out of the car, he pulls her inside, checking her for injuries. Are you hurt? He demands. No, I am fine. The guard protected me. Joon-Seok turns to the bodyguard. Report. The guard explains what happened. When he finishes, Joon-Seok's expression is terrifying in its coldness. This was Min-tae, he says. He is sending a message. What kind of message? Soo-Min asks, her voice shaking slightly from the adrenaline. Joon-Seok looks at her, and for the first time, she sees something other than cold calculation in his eyes. She sees genuine fear for her. A message that he can reach the things I care about, Joon-Seok says quietly, and that he is willing to cross any line to win this war. Soo-Min feels the weight of those words. Things I care about. He said it without thinking, revealing something he probably did not intend to reveal. What happens now? She asks. Now you stay inside this mansion until this is resolved. I will not allow you to be put at risk again. You cannot lock me up like a prisoner, Soo-Min protests. I can and I will if it keeps you safe, Joon-Seok says firmly. Then his voice softens slightly. Please, Soo-Min, do not fight me on this. It is the first time he has called her by her first name. The first time he has said please. Soo-Min sees the genuine concern in his eyes and realizes that something between them has changed. She nods. All right. Relief crosses his face briefly. Then he turns to Tae-hyun, who has just arrived. Double all security. I want eyes on Min-tae's every movement. And find out who gave him intelligence about my wife's schedule. The implication is clear. There is a traitor inside the organization. The investigation into security breach reveals something shocking. One of Joon-Seok's senior advisors, a man named Choi Sung-ho, who has been with the organization for over a decade, has been feeding information to Park Min-tae. When confronted, Choi admits everything. He is deeply in debt to Min-tae due to gambling problems, and Min-tae has been blackmailing him for months. I am sorry, Choi says, his face pale with fear. I never wanted to betray you, but Min-tae threatened my family. He said if I did not cooperate, he would kill my daughter. Joon-Seok listens without expression. You should have come to me. I would have protected your family. Instead, you put everyone at risk, including my wife. I know I am finished. Just please do not hurt my family. They're innocent. Joon-Seok is silent for a long moment. Then he speaks. Your family will be protected and relocated under new identities. They will be safe from Min-tae. As for you, you will leave the country tonight. If you ever return to Korea, if you ever contact anyone from the organization again, there will be consequences. Do you understand? Choi bows deeply, tears streaming down his face. Thank you. Thank you for your mercy. After Choi is escorted out, Tae-hyun speaks quietly. The men expected harsher punishment. They will think you are going soft. Let them think what they want, Joon-Seok says. Choi made a mistake out of fear for his family. That is human. If I kill every person who makes a human mistake, I become the monster everyone thinks I am. Tae-hyun studies his boss with new understanding. Your wife is changing you. Do not be ridiculous. With respect, sir, you have not been yourself since the marriage. You are more careful with your decisions, more concerned with casualties. You spend less time at the office and more time ensuring the mansion's security. These are not the actions of a man who views his wife as merely a business arrangement. Joon-Seok does not respond, but he knows Tae-hyun is right. Somewhere along the way, without meaning to, without wanting to, he has started to care about Soo-min, not just as an asset to protect, but as a person, as his wife. And that caring makes him vulnerable in ways he has not been since his mother died. That evening, Joon-Seok finds himself outside Soo-min's room. He raises his hand to knock, then hesitates. What would he even say? That he is sorry she is in danger because of him? That he is terrified something might happen to her? Before he can decide, the door opens. Soo-min stands there in simple pajamas, her hair down, looking surprised. I felt someone outside. She says, were you on a knock or just stand there all night? Despite everything, Joon-Seok almost smiles. I was decide to come in, she says, stepping aside. He enters her room for the first time. It is warm and personal in ways the rest of the mansion is not. Books on the shelves, photos of her family on the desk, a soft blanket draped over the reading chair. I wanted to apologize. Joon-Seok says, you were put in danger because of me, because of this war I am fighting. I was put in danger because Park Min-tae is a criminal who uses innocent people as weapons. Soo-min corrects. That is not your fault. I could have refused the marriage. I could have found another way to handle the political situation. And I could have refused to marry you. But we both made our choices, Joon-Seok. We both knew this world was dangerous. She sits in the reading chair, looking up at him. I am not sorry I married you. He stares at her, stunned. How can you say that? You are trapped here, your life at risk, your freedom gone. My mother is receiving the best medical care. My brother is finishing his education debt-free. My family is safe and provided for. I made a bargain, and it has been honored. Yes, I am trapped. Yes, I am in danger. But I am not sorry because the alternative was watching my family suffer. That would have been worse. Joon-Seok sits on the edge of her bed, suddenly exhausted. You are stronger than I gave you credit for. And you are more human than you pretend to be, Soo-min replies gently. They sit in comfortable silence for a moment. Then Soo-min asks the question that has been bothering her. Joon-Seok, what happened to you? What made you build these walls around yourself? He is quiet for so long she thinks he will not answer. Then he speaks, his voice low and pained. When I was 23, I fell in love. Her name was Min-ji. She was beautiful, kind, everything good in the world. I thought I could have a normal life with her, despite my family's business. I thought love was enough. He pauses. But my enemies found out about her. They kidnapped her to get to me. I tried everything to save her, but in the end, She died because of me, because loving me made her a target. Soo-Min's heart breaks for him. Joon-Seok, I swore I would never let that happen again. I would never care about someone so much that losing them would destroy me. I would never give my enemies that kind of weapon. He looks at her, his eyes full of pain and fear. But here you are, and despite everything I promised myself, despite all my walls and distance, I am starting to care about you, and that terrifies me. Soo-Min reaches out and takes his hand. His fingers are cold, trembling slightly. I am not Minji, she says softly, and you are not the same person you were at 23. Maybe instead of running from fear, we could face it together. Joon-Seok looks at their joined hands, then at her face. Slowly, he brings her hand to his lips and kisses it gently. I do not know if I am capable of that, he admits. Then let's find out. Soo-Min says it is a turning point, a moment where the distance between them begins to close, where the walls start to crack. Outside in the darkness, Park Min-tae's plans continue to unfold. But inside this room, two people who married as strangers begin to discover what it might mean to become something more. Over the next few weeks, Joon-Seok and Soo-Min grow closer. He begins joining her for dinner. They talk about books, about her family, about his childhood before everything became complicated. He even smiles occasionally, real smiles that reach his eyes. Soo-Min starts to believe that maybe, just maybe, this arranged marriage could become something real. Then everything falls apart. One evening, Soo-Min overhears a conversation she was not meant to hear. She is walking past Joon-Seok's study when she hears voices. Joon-Seok and his grandfather. You have done well, Joon-Seok, Dae-young says. The political alliance is strong. Congressman Han has been very useful. Now that everything is stable, we can consider the next phase. Next phase? Joon-Seok asks. Once a suitable amount of time has passed, you can quietly arrange a separation. The girl can be compensated generously. She served her purpose. There is no need to maintain this arrangement indefinitely. Soo-Min's blood turns to ice. She waits for Joon-Seok to protest, to defend her, to say that she is more than just a purpose. But all she hears is silence. Then Joon-Seok speaks, his voice careful. I will consider it when the time is appropriate. Soo-Min does not wait to hear more. She walks away, her vision blurring with tears. Everything, the kindness, the conversations, the growing closeness, was it all just part of the act? Was she foolish to believe that Joon-Seok could actually care about her? She served her purpose. The words echo in her mind like a death sentence. That night, when Joon-Seok comes to find her for dinner as has become their routine, she is distant and cold. Are you feeling well? He asks, concerned. I am fine, she says, not meeting his eyes. Actually, I am tired. I will eat in my room tonight. Soo-Min, what is wrong? Nothing. I just need some space. Over the following days, Soo-Min rebuilds her own walls. She stops joining Joon-Seok for dinner. She avoids conversation. She becomes the distant stranger she was when they first married. Joon-Seok notices but does not understand. Have I done something to upset you? He asks one morning. No, Soo-Min lies. I just realized I was forgetting the nature of our arrangement. This is a business relationship. I should not have confused it with something else. Her words cut him deeply, though he does not show it. I thought we had moved past that. We were both pretending, Soo-Min says, her voice steady despite the pain in her chest. It is better to be honest about what this is. She walks away before he can respond, before the tears she is holding back can fall. Joon-Seok stands alone, confused and hurt in ways he did not think possible anymore. What changed? What did he do wrong? He does not know that Soo-Min heard the conversation with his grandfather. He does not know that she is breaking her own heart to protect it from being shattered completely. The emotional distance between them grows into a chasm. They stop speaking except when necessary. They attend social functions together, but barely look at each other. The warmth that was beginning to grow between them freezes over. Joon-Seok throws himself into work. Try to ignore the hollow feeling in his chest. Soo-Min spends her days visiting her mother, reading books, existing but not living. One night, Unable to bear it anymore, Joon-Seok confronts her. "Just tell me what I did wrong," he demands, cornering her in the hallway. "One day we were fine. The next you looked at me like I was a stranger. What happened?" "Nothing happened." Soo-Min says, try to move past him. "Do not lie to me," Joon-Seok says, his voice breaking slightly. "Please, Soo-Min. I thought we were becoming. I thought you thought what?" "That I was falling for you." Soo-Min's control finally snaps. "Maybe I was. Maybe I was stupid enough to think that you might actually care about me as more than just a convenient political tool. But I heard you, Joon-Seok. I heard your conversation with your grandfather. I serve my purpose. Once things are stable, I can be discarded with generous compensation." Those were his words, and you did not disagree. Understanding and horror crossed Joon-Seok's face. "You heard that?" "Yes." "And you did not hear the rest of the conversation? You did not stay to hear me tell my grandfather that I would not be separating from you? That the arrangement had become real for me?" Soo-Min freezes. "What?" "I told him that you were my wife in truth, not just on paper. I told him that I would not discuss ending this marriage because I did not want it to end." Joon-Seok steps closer. "I was silent at first because I was shocked, because I had been keeping my feelings hidden even from myself. But then I told him clearly that there would be no separation, no compensation, no end to us." Tears streamed down Soo-Min's face. "You said that." "I said that. And then I came to find you that evening, ready to tell you how I truly felt. But you were cold and distant, and I thought I had imagined a connection between us. I thought I was alone in what I was feeling." "You are not alone," Soo-Min whispers. "I was protecting myself. I was so scared of being hurt that I hurt us both instead." Joon-Seok cups her face gently, wiping away her tears with his thumbs. "I am falling in love with you, Han Soo-Min. I did not want to. I fought against it. But I am falling anyway." "I am falling too," she admits. "I am terrified, but I am falling." He kisses her then, not the formal touch of their wedding day, but a real kiss full of emotion and longing and promise. When they finally pull apart, both are crying. "I am sorry," he whispers against her forehead. "I am sorry for being distant, for being closed off, for making you feel like you did not matter. I am sorry for not trusting you, for running away instead of asking questions." They hold each other in that hallway. Two broken people trying to become whole together. But happiness is fragile in their world, and Park Min-tae is still watching, still waiting for his moment to strike. 2 days after their reconciliation, everything goes wrong. Soo-Min is visiting her mother at the hospital, accompanied by her usual security detail. But this time, the security has been compromised. Min-tae has spent months planning this, and now he executes it perfectly. Fake hospital staff drug the bodyguards. Soo-Min is taken from her mother's room quietly, professionally. By the time anyone realizes what happened, she is gone. When Joon-Seok received the call, his world stops. Tae-hyun has never seen his boss show fear, but now it radiates from him like heat from a fire. "Where is she?" Joon-Seok demands. "We do not know yet, but Min-tae left a message." Tae-hyun hands him a phone. Joon-Seok reads the text. "You took something that could have been mine. Now I have taken something of yours. Come to the old warehouse district on the east side. Come alone or she dies. You have 2 hours." Joon-Seok's hands shake with rage and fear. "Prepare everyone. We're going in." "It is a trap," Tae-hyun warns. "I know. I do not care. We are getting her back." He said, "Come alone." And I said, "I do not care." Joon-Seok's voice is steel. He wants a war? He will get one. But first we save Soo-Min. Meanwhile, Soo-Min wakes up in a cold, dark room. Her hands are tied, her head aching from whatever drug they used. As her vision clears, she sees Park Min-tae standing before her, smiling. "Welcome, Mrs. Kang," he says pleasantly. "I apologize for the rough treatment, but you are very important to my plans." "Joon-Seok will kill you for this," Soo-Min says, her voice steady despite her fear. "Perhaps. Or perhaps I will kill him when he walks into my trap like a lovesick fool. Either way, The Kang Empire ends tonight. Min-tae leans closer. Did you know Joon-Seok killed my brother 5 years ago? During a territory dispute, my brother challenged him, and Joon-Seok shot him dead. I have been planning this revenge ever since. Your brother tried to assassinate him. Soo-Min says, having heard the story from Tae-hyun. It was self-defense. It was murder, and now I will return the favor by taking the woman he loves. The irony is beautiful, is it not? He tried to avoid emotional attachments to prevent exactly this scenario, but love found him anyway, and now it will destroy him. Soo-Min realizes that Min-tae does not just want to kill Joon-Seok. He wants to break him first, to make him suffer the way Min-tae has suffered. She needs to be smart. She needs to survive long enough for Joon-Seok to find her, but she also needs to protect him from walking into this trap. If you kill me, you lose your leverage, Soo-Min points out. Joon-Seok will burn the city to the ground to avenge me. Oh, I am not going to kill you, Min-tae says with a terrible smile. I am going to kill him in front of you, and then I am going to let you live with that memory for the rest of your life. That seems like much better revenge. Joon-Seok arrives at the warehouse district with a plan. Min-tae thinks he is walking into a trap alone. Instead, Joon-Seok has positioned his men throughout the area, waiting for his signal. He enters the main warehouse as instructed, hands raised to show he is unarmed. Min-tae stands in the center, with Soo-Min tied to a chair beside him. Joon-Seok. Soo-Min cries out, then bites back her words. She does not want to show weakness, does not want to give Min-tae satisfaction. Let her go. Joon-Seok says calmly, this is between you and me. You are right. Min-tae says, this is between us. You took my brother. Now I will take your heart. He pulls out a gun, pointing it at Joon-Seok. But Joon-Seok is faster. He was not really unarmed. A small gun was hidden at the small of his back. He draws and fires in one smooth motion. The bullet hits Min-tae's shoulder, making him drop his weapon. Chaos erupts as Min-tae's men appear from the shadows, but so do Joon-Seok's forces, positioned and ready. Joon-Seok runs to Soo-Min, cutting her bonds quickly. Can you walk? Yes, she says, her legs shaky but functional. Stay behind me, he orders, shielding her with his body as gunfire erupts around them. It is not graphic, not prolonged, but it is terrifying. They move through the warehouse toward the exit, Joon-Seok's men covering their escape. Several of Min-tae's guards surrender when they realize they are outmatched. Outside, police sirens wail. Congressman Han, fulfilling his end of the alliance, has brought authorities to arrest Min-tae on charges that will put him away for years. As they reach safety, Joon-Seok finally pulls Soo-Min into his arms, holding her so tightly she can barely breathe. I thought I lost you, he whispers into her hair. I thought I was too late. You were not, Soo-Min says, pulling back to look at his face. You saved me. We saved each other, he corrects. You stayed strong. You stayed alive. That gave me time to reach you. Behind them, police are hauling Park Min-tae away. He screams threats and curses, but it is over. His empire will crumble without him. His revenge has failed. Joon-Seok and Soo-Min stand together, battered and exhausted but alive, as the first light of dawn breaks over Seoul. 3 months later, life has changed dramatically. With Min-tae in prison and his organization dismantled, the threat to the Kang family has diminished significantly. Joon-Seok has begun restructuring his business empire, slowly moving away from the criminal elements and focusing on legitimate enterprises. It is not a fast process. You cannot erase decades of underground connections overnight. But he is trying, motivated by a desire to build a life that Soo-Min can be proud to be part of. Soo-Min's mother's health has improved significantly with proper treatment. Her brother Yunho has graduated from university and has a job offer from a prestigious engineering firm. The family that once struggled is now stable and hopeful. But most importantly, the relationship between Joon-Seok and Soo-Min has transformed completely. They have moved into the same bedroom. They have breakfast together every morning. They talk about their days, their fears, their dreams. They are learning how to be a real married couple, not a business arrangement. One evening, they sit together in the garden where they had their first real conversation, the same bench by the pond. Do you remember when you told me you felt invisible? Joon-Seok asks, his arm around her shoulders. I remember, Soo-Min says, leaning against him. I want you to know that I see you now. Every part of you. Your strength, your kindness, your courage. You are the most visible person in my entire world. Soo-Min smiles, her heart full. And you are not the cold, emotionless man you pretended to be. You are human, Joon-Seok. You feel deeply. You love fiercely. You are capable of so much more than you believed. He kisses the top of her head. I am only capable of it because you showed me how. You did not give up on me, even when I gave you every reason to. They sit in comfortable silence for a while, watching the moon reflect on the pond. Then Soo-Min speaks. What happens now? Where do we go from here? Wherever we want. Joon-Seok says, This is our life, Soo-Min. Not my grandfather's, not the organization's, not anyone else's. Ours. We write the next chapter together. I like the sound of that. Soo-Min says, So do I. As they sit together under the stars, two people who were forced together by circumstance but chose to stay together by love. The future stretches out before them, full of possibility and hope. Their story is not a fairy tale. There are still challenges ahead, still difficult choices to make, still consequences from the past to face. But they will face them together, and that makes all the difference. And so ends the story of Kang Joon-Seok and Han Soo-Min. From a forced marriage born of desperation and strategy, they found real love, real partnership, and real hope for the future. Their journey reminds us that even in the darkest circumstances, even when forced into situations we did not choose, we still have the power to choose how we respond, who we become, and what we build from the ashes of our struggles. If you enjoyed this emotional story, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more dramatic love stories. Drop a comment below telling us what you thought about Joon-Seok and Soo-Min's journey. Should we continue their story in the next episode? What challenges do you think they will face as they build their new life together? Let us know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next story. Until then, keep believing in the power of love and transformation. Goodbye, everyone.